obviously I've got just overloaded amount of proof. But I use a lot of reasoning, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wedging their current argument from them, breaking it down, and removing it. So we'll get past all of this. Like many of the tactics that would have worked 3 years ago don't work anymore. The system's changed from the ground up. If you've ever felt like it's not working the way it used to, you're right. I'm dealing with the experience level and the belief level right here. Now, here's why it keeps failing. So I'm not saying that, oh no, you just need to like believe this and do that. I'm saying, no, you're actually right in your belief. But that's actually a good thing, and that's actually helping you, because once you understand the truth, once you understand that you don't need to just refresh your creative, you don't need to rebuild your ad structure from the ground up, you don't need to just relaunch what used to work, that's actually freeing for you. And so what I want to do is I want to show you what's actually working right now and let me prove it to you, right? So I kind of leaned into it. You don't always want to just say, oh no, you're completely wrong. What you can actually do a lot of the time is say, no, you're completely right. And that's true. And that's exactly why I created this, because I built this offer to help you overcome that and show you what actually works right now. So like I talk about the offer where I worked with ADHD husbands, right, who were dealing with their wives not respecting them and their marriage falling apart. And one of their experience, values, and beliefs was ADHD is destroying my marriage. I didn't say, no, it's not, absolutely, blah. That wouldn't have worked. That would have repelled them right away, because that's a deeply ingrained belief and a deeply ingrained value and the experience that they live every day. But what I said is, unfortunately for most men, that's exactly right. It is the ADHD that's causing this, but it's what they're doing about it that's making all the difference. And what we discovered is there's actually a way to work with your operating system, because ADHD is just an operating system. And once you're able to align with how you naturally work and how you naturally function, everything becomes so much easier. And you're like, wow, this really does become effortless. And let me show you John, who went through this exact same process, and as a result of it is thriving in his marriage and his work. You don't have to sacrifice one or the other. You can have a healthy union of both in your life, but only if you use the framework presented inside of this offer, right? So see how we don't just overcome the constraint itself, we also tie it to the offer that we are going to sell them. That is what you want to do at every level. So you want to list out exactly all the constraints, and if you use the infinite concept creation system, that is going to do it for you. If you don't have access to that for whatever reason and you're in Ad Velocity 2.0, let me know. I can get it for you. Or you can just go to ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or whatever your AI of choice is and tell them a bit about these constraints and say, can you help me figure out some of the more common constraints? It won't do as good of a job, but it will get you started, right? And even dealing with a handful of the big constraints will significantly raise your conversion rate. Excuse me. Something stuck in my throat there. Okay. So these are kind of the building blocks of what I consider to be a great front-end offer, right? And the question is, well, how do we assemble it? How do we take all these theoretical ideas and put it into like one big, here it is, here's the offer, here's how it works. And so what I like to do is I like to bundle it all into introductory programs at $17 to $27, and I will call it like the XYZ method, or I will just call it the outcome. Like I had one that was called the Perfect Pack Formula for dog training, and that worked really well because what do they really want? They want to have the perfect pack of pets. Right? It was typically for dog owners who had 3 or 4 dogs and they were acting up and they're like, the perfect pet. That's exactly what I want. So I call it the Perfect Pack Formula. I call this the Lake Method. You know, as long as you've got like something method, something short, something catchy, something that encapsulates the outcome or the method itself, you're going to be on the right track.